All right, we're gonna go over vases. Vases, your next project. I have a giant mess here because I was just trimming large bowls. So, no worries. All right, so a vase. A vase is much like revisiting our cylinder again. However, we're gonna put form to it. The biggest thing with a vase is to add form to your cylinder. Specifically with this assignment, I want you to add form by stretching out the clay. So I will show you how to do that. Once again, come prepared with 5 sketches of different vases. Now a vase typically holds flowers, but I think that it can be a little more broad than that. It could just be solely for decoration. The size of the vase is kind of up to you, but I would shoot for at least 5 inches. Let's say a minimum of 5 inches. This clay really should have been wedged a little bit better. If you make just a little bowl and add form to it by bellying it out, it really doesn't quite count. With this project though, let's just do 2. Because I anticipate some people struggling just a little bit. Instead of 3, we're just going to do 2 vases. So far, we should have had, 3 bowls, 3 mugs, and we're just going to do 2 vases. It's kind of preparing us for our next few assignments. We're going to do bottles, and then, which is kind of a vase, but we're also going to squeeze it in. That'll be our next assignment. Then we're going to do lidded pots after that. All right, so with a vase, I just go down. You can put a trimmed foot or raised foot on here, but you don't have to. So I go down pretty close to the wheel head. I'm just going to put a flat foot on here. And I'm just going to pull the cylinder. I have 2.3 pounds of clay here, which is a decent sized vase. Nothing too big. So a vase starts out as a cylinder. And if you're having trouble with the cylinder, like I said, it doesn't have to be this tall. This is approaching 8-9 inches. It could be, quite a bit smaller. Maybe even down to like here. That'd be fine. About 5 inches. But if you're having trouble with just getting the cylinder, you might want to go back and revisit some of the cylinder demos. Rewatch those from earlier. Alright, so what I like to do is run a card through the outside to get rid of all these edges. It kind of sets me up for a nice vase. First, I'm going to make sure that I'm always taking out the water from the bottom. If you leave water at the bottom, it makes you're likely to get cracks. It also just makes the wall, if this is filled with water to here, for instance, it would make this really weak down here, which obviously would not be good. And so I just run my card through here, or this rib, run it along here, try to get rid of all these edges. It's not a necessary step, but you're welcome to try it. But also, I just really like how it gets off all this slip. Okay. Now I have a nice cylinder, it's all ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of belly this out here. So there's lots of different ways to do this, but essentially what I'm doing is I'm just going to take my fingers and I'm just going to run it up the side like this. keeping my hand on the outside to keep it, right? You can also use a rib, so I'm just going to try to do both methods for you. Okay, so it's hard to see what's happening on the inside, but once again, it's kind of this motion, right? And then the outside just kind of keeps it in check. Right? So one way or another, any way you do it, the most important thing is that it gets wider by pushing out from the inside. I really like the ribs that are shaped like this. You'll want to make one with your card by cutting a card out. That would be nice for a project like this. It's nice because I'm trying to create a round form, and this has the, you know, a nice curve to it already. So by running this up, I can keep it nice and symmetrical. Always a goal with a vase is to try to not have it lumpy at the end, right? Have it nice and smooth, a nice smooth transition. You can always trim out a lot of the stuff, little waves and stuff, but try to keep it nice and smooth. My outside hand here just keeps it from going too far, so I'm pressing out more with my inside hand than I am with my outside hand. My outside hand just keeps it kind of from falling over. So you can go up and you can also go down. And with a vase like this, you can keep pushing it wider and wider and wider until it falls over. But it's a nice practice just to see how wide you can go. Alright, so after I get a basic form, I'll go back through with my card again, smooth it out. I also like these because I can shape the lip here a little bit. So I show this particular pot for the vase demo just because it really epitomizes what I mean by bringing out a belly. But there's, like I said, thousands of different forms you can have. You can have it go back in and out, more kind of a Greek form, or whatever you want is fine. It doesn't have to be this wide. Really just, I want to be able to tell that you're pushing it out from the inside. That's the biggest thing of the project. And for trimming this project, you can choose to put a raised foot on it or a flat foot. Either way is fine. A huge benefit of using cards in general as I'm forming is that if my hands are clean and there's no slip on the pot because I've carded it, I can pick it up without a problem. But if it's really wet still and there's tons of water on it, one, it makes the clay tired because it soaks into the clay, and then the clay doesn't want to stand up as well. But also, you can't pick it up. So that's vases, 2 vases.